Welcome to tonight's story, where we'll journey into a world of wonder and transformation. As you settle in, take a deep breath and release the day's cares. Let the calm rhythm of the tale lead you into a state of peaceful relaxation. Tonight, we'll soar with Princess Elara as she embarks on a magical adventure, guided by the mysterious phoenix, Aurelius. Close your eyes, let your mind drift, and allow the soothing story to carry you into a restful sleep. The adventure begins now, and sweet dreams are on the horizon. Chapter 1. The Golden Phoenix. Appears Part 1. The Lonely Princess. In the heart of a tranquil kingdom, nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, stood a grand palace of white stone and glittering spires. This was the home of Princess Elara, a young woman of striking beauty and gentle demeanor. Despite her opulent surroundings and the constant attention of her courtiers, Elara was plagued by a profound sense of loneliness that seemed to echo through the vast halls of the palace. Elara's days were filled with lessons in diplomacy, music, and dance, and her evenings were spent at grand banquets and elegant balls. Yet, her heart yearned for something more, something beyond the gilded walls of her home. Every night she would retreat to her balcony, where she could gaze at the stars in the vast, inky sky. The stars twinkled like distant diamonds, each one whispering secrets of far-off lands and untold adventures. One such evening, as Elara looked up at the constellations, she felt a pang of longing sharper than ever before. The moon hung low and full, casting a silver glow over the palace gardens below. Elara closed her eyes and silently wished for an escape from her gilded cage, a chance to discover the world beyond, and perhaps find a purpose that would fill the void in her heart. The next morning, as the first light of dawn crept through her window, Elara decided to take a solitary walk in the royal gardens. The gardens were a paradise of blooming flowers and whispering trees, a place where she often found solace. As she wandered along the meandering paths, she spotted something unusual on her favorite bench. A feather, but not just any feather. This feather shimmered with a radiant golden light, as if it had captured the very essence of the sun. Elara picked up the feather, feeling a warmth spread through her fingertips. It was impossibly soft, yet it seemed to hum with a hidden power. Holding it close, she felt a strange sense of connection, as if the feather had been left there just for her. Intrigued and enchanted, she tucked it into the folds of her dress and continued her walk, her mind buzzing with questions. That night, Elara placed the feather on her bedside table. Its golden light bathed her room in a gentle, soothing glow. She lay in bed, her thoughts drifting between the mysteries of the feather and her own yearning for adventure. As she finally began to drift off to sleep, a soft rustling sound reached her ears, pulling her from the edge of slumber. She opened her eyes to see a magnificent sight, a phoenix, its feathers glowing with the same golden light as the feather she had found, hovering just outside her window. The bird was larger than any she had ever seen, with eyes that shone with wisdom and a voice that echoed in her mind, though its beak did not move. "Princess Elara," the phoenix intoned softly, "I am Aurelius, the guardian of ancient secrets and the bringer of hope. I have heard your heart's longing and have come to guide you on a journey that will change your life." Elara's breath caught in her throat. The phoenix's presence filled her room with warmth and light, and its words resonated deeply within her. She rose from her bed and approached the window, her eyes wide with wonder. "A journey," she whispered. "Where will you take me?" "To the places where the stars whisper their secrets and the winds carry the tales of old," Aurelius replied. "To learn the ancient art of rebirth and to find the purpose you seek." Elara's heart swelled with excitement and trepidation. This was the adventure she had been yearning for, a chance to escape the confines of her palace and discover something truly extraordinary. With a determined nod, she stepped closer to the window, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. "I accept," she said, her voice steady. "Take me with you, Aurelius." The phoenix's eyes glowed brighter, and with a powerful flap of its golden wings, it beckoned her to climb onto its back. Elara did so without hesitation, feeling a rush of exhilaration as they lifted into the night sky, leaving the palace and her old life far behind. Princess Elara awoke the next morning with a sense of wonder lingering from the previous night's encounter. She could hardly believe the events had been real, but the golden feather on her bedside table glimmered as proof. She picked it up, feeling its warmth once more, and decided to keep it with her as she went about her day. The feather seemed to possess a magic of its own. When Elara held it, she felt a comforting presence, as though Aurelius was watching over her. She carried it in the pocket of her gown, its reassuring glow providing her with a newfound confidence and curiosity. As she walked through the palace, the courtiers and servants noticed a change in her demeanor. There was a spark in her eyes and a lightness to her step that had been absent for so long. Even her parents, the king and queen, remarked on her improved spirits, though they had no idea of the secret she harbored. Later that day, Elara returned to the royal library, a place she often frequented in search of knowledge and escape. She hoped to find some information about phoenixes, curious to learn more about the mysterious creature that had visited her. She scoured the shelves, pulling down ancient tomes and dusty scrolls, immersing herself in legends and folklore. One particular book caught her eye, its leather cover adorned with an intricate design of a phoenix rising from flames. As she opened it, the pages crackled with age and the scent of old parchment filled the air. The book contained detailed illustrations and stories of the mythical bird, describing its cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Elara read with rapt attention, her heart pounding with each revelation. Phoenixes, according to the book, were immortal beings that lived for centuries before bursting into flames and being reborn from their own ashes. They were symbols of renewal and transformation, guardians of wisdom and messengers of hope. The more she read, the more Elara felt a deep connection to Aurelius and the journey he had promised. As evening approached, Elara returned to her chambers, her mind buzzing with the stories she had absorbed. She held the golden feather close, feeling a sense of anticipation. That night, she barely slept, her thoughts filled with dreams of soaring through the skies and uncovering the secrets of the phoenix. When the sun finally set and the palace grew quiet, Elara felt a familiar warmth fill her room. She turned to see Aurelius perched on the windowsill, his golden feathers glowing softly in the moonlight. The phoenix's presence brought her a sense of calm, and she approached him with a mixture of excitement and reverence. "Are you ready for our journey, Princess Elara?" Aurelius asked, his voice as gentle as a breeze. "Yes," Elara replied, her eyes shining with determination. "I want to learn and grow. I want to understand the secrets of rebirth." Aurelius nodded, his eyes gleaming with approval. "Then let us begin. Hold on tight, for the path we will take is both wondrous and challenging." With that, Elara climbed onto Aurelius's back, her heart racing with anticipation. The phoenix spread his wings, and with a powerful leap, they ascended into the night sky. The cool air rushed past them as they soared higher and higher, leaving the palace and the kingdom far below. As they flew, the stars seemed to dance around them, and the moon bathed them in its silvery light. Elara felt a sense of freedom she had never known, the weight of her old life lifting from her shoulders. She held onto Aurelius tightly, trusting him to guide her through the unknown. After a journey that felt both eternal and fleeting, they arrived at a hidden grove nestled deep within an ancient forest. The grove was illuminated by the soft glow of moonlight, its trees and flowers shimmering with an ethereal beauty. In the center of the grove was a tranquil pond, its surface reflecting the night sky like a mirror. "This is the place where our journey truly begins," Aurelius said, landing gracefully beside the pond. "Here, you will learn the ways of the phoenix and discover the path to your own transformation." Elara dismounted, her feet touching the soft grass of the grove. She looked around in awe, feeling a sense of peace and wonder wash over her. This was a place of magic and mystery, and she knew that her adventure was only just beginning. As Elara stood in the grove, the tranquil pond reflecting the starlit sky, she felt a deep sense of belonging and anticipation. The air was fragrant with the scent of blossoms, and the soft rustling of leaves created a soothing melody. Aurelius, his golden feathers glowing softly, guided her to a smooth, flat stone beside the pond. "Sit, Princess Ilara," he said gently. "Our journey begins here, with the understanding of the phoenix's role in the cycle of life." Ilara obeyed, her eyes fixed on Aurelius as he settled beside her. The phoenix's presence was calming, his eyes filled with ancient wisdom. "The phoenix," Aurelius began, "is a symbol of renewal, a guardian of the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. We live for centuries, and when our time comes, we burst into flames and are reborn from our own ashes." Ilara listened intently, her curiosity piqued. "What is it like, to be reborn?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. Aurelius smiled, a soft, glowing light radiating from him. "It is a profound experience, a moment of intense transformation. The flames cleanse us, burning away the old and giving rise to the new. It is a reminder that endings are not to be feared, but embraced as they lead to new beginnings." The princess nodded, absorbing his words. She had always feared change, clinging to the familiar, even as she yearned for adventure. "But why have you chosen me for this journey?" she asked, looking into his wise eyes. "You possess a longing, a desire for something greater," Aurelius replied. "Your heart is open, and you are ready to learn. The feather you found was a sign, a call to awaken your spirit and embrace the path of transformation." Ilara touched the golden feather, feeling its warmth. She realized that this journey was not just about understanding the phoenix, but about discovering herself and her own potential for change. "I am ready," she said, her voice filled with determination. Aurelius nodded approvingly. "Then let us begin. Close your eyes and listen to the whispers of the grove. Feel the energy around you and let it guide you." Ilara closed her eyes, taking a deep breath. She could hear the soft murmur of the wind through the trees, the gentle ripple of the pond, and the distant calls of night creatures. Gradually, she felt a warm, pulsing energy surrounding her, seeping into her very being. It was as if the grove itself was alive, sharing its ancient wisdom with her. "Open your mind to the possibilities," Aurelius continued. "Let go of your fears and embrace the unknown. Trust in the journey, and you will find the answers you seek." As Ilara focused on his words, she felt a shift within her, a release of the doubts and uncertainties that had held her back. She felt lighter, freer, as if a weight had been lifted from her soul. In that moment, she understood the true meaning of rebirth, not just as a physical transformation, but as a profound inner change. When she opened her eyes, the grove seemed even more magical than before. The flowers glowed with an ethereal light, and the trees swayed gently as if acknowledging her newfound understanding. Aurelius watched her with a proud and knowing gaze. "You have taken your first step, Princess Elara," he said softly. "But our journey has only just begun. There are many more lessons to learn and trials to face. But remember, I will be with you every step of the way." Elara felt a surge of gratitude and excitement. She was no longer the lonely princess yearning for something more. She was a seeker, a learner, ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead. With Aurelius by her side, she knew that this journey would transform her in ways she had never imagined. The grove was quiet, the only sounds being the soft rustling of leaves and the distant call of a nightingale. Elara stood beside Aurelius, her heart still resonating with the warmth and wisdom of his words. The grove was a place of serenity, but it also held a promise of adventure and discovery. "Tonight," Aurelius said, breaking the peaceful silence, "we will begin your journey by exploring the power of the phoenix. Follow me." Elara followed the phoenix through the grove, their path illuminated by the gentle glow of moonlight. The air was cool and crisp, filled with the scents of night-blooming flowers. They reached the edge of the grove, where a small clearing opened up to reveal a circle of ancient stones. In the center of the circle stood a pedestal, upon which lay an intricately carved chest. "This chest," Aurelius explained, "contains the essence of the phoenix. It is a gift to those who seek the path of rebirth and renewal. But it can only be opened by someone with a pure heart and a true desire for transformation." Elara approached the chest with a sense of reverence. She could feel its power, a pulsating energy that seemed to resonate with her own heartbeat. She placed her hands on the chest, feeling its warmth, and closed her eyes. "Focus on your intentions," Aurelius instructed. "Think of what you seek to learn, what you wish to let go of, and what you hope to become." Elara took a deep breath, her mind filled with images of her past and hopes for the future. She thought of her loneliness, her yearning for adventure, and her desire to understand the mysteries of life and rebirth. As she concentrated, she felt a surge of energy flowing through her, connecting her to the essence of the phoenix. The chest began to glow, its intricate carvings coming to life with a radiant light. Slowly it opened, revealing a golden orb nestled within. The orb shimmered with an inner fire, casting a warm golden glow over Elara and Aurelius. "Take the orb," Aurelius said softly. "It is a symbol of your journey and a source of guidance and strength." Elara reached out and gently lifted the orb from its resting place. As she held it, she felt a wave of warmth and clarity wash over her. The orb pulsed with a gentle rhythm, echoing the beat of her heart. "This orb," Aurelius explained, "will guide you through the trials and lessons that lie ahead. It will help you understand the power of rebirth and the importance of embracing change. Keep it close, and it will light your path. Elara nodded, feeling a deep sense of gratitude and purpose. She placed the orb in a small pouch she wore around her neck, its glow still visible through the fabric. Now, Aurelius continued, let us return to the grove. There is much more to learn, and the night is still young. As they made their way back to the grove, Elara felt a newfound sense of confidence and excitement. She was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that she had Aurelius by her side and the orb to guide her. Back in the heart of the grove, Aurelius led Elara to a circle of ancient trees, their branches forming a natural canopy overhead. The moonlight filtered through the leaves, casting intricate patterns on the ground. In the center of the circle was a small crystal-clear pool, its surface shimmering with a soft, ethereal light. Here, Aurelius said, we will begin the next phase of your journey. The pool is a place of reflection and insight, where you will learn more about yourself and the path you are on. Elara knelt beside the pool, feeling the cool, refreshing energy that emanated from it. She looked into its depths, seeing her own reflection mingling with the moon and stars above. The pool seemed to invite her to look deeper, to see beyond the surface. Focus on the water, Aurelius instructed. Let your mind be still and open your heart. The pool will reveal to you what you need to see. Elara did as he said, her gaze fixed on the shimmering surface of the pool. As she concentrated, the water began to change, showing her visions of her past, her present, and glimpses of possible futures. She saw herself as a child, exploring the palace gardens with innocent wonder. She saw her loneliness and longing, the emptiness that had driven her to seek something more. Then, the vision shifted to show her the journey she was on. She saw herself soaring through the skies with Aurelius, facing trials and challenges, and growing stronger with each step. She saw herself learning the secrets of the phoenix, understanding the cycles of life and rebirth, and embracing the changes that came her way. Finally, the pool showed her a vision of herself as a wise and compassionate leader, guiding her kingdom with the knowledge and wisdom she had gained. She saw her people flourishing, the kingdom thriving, and a sense of peace and harmony that radiated from her. As the visions faded, Elara felt a deep sense of clarity and purpose. She understood that this journey was not just about discovering the secrets of the phoenix, but about transforming herself and her kingdom. She felt a surge of gratitude for Aurelius and the path he had set her on. "Thank you," she said softly, looking up at the phoenix. "I understand now. I am ready to embrace this journey and the changes it will bring." Aurelius nodded, his eyes filled with pride and approval. "You have shown great courage and wisdom, Princess Elara. But remember, this is just the beginning. There are still many lessons to learn and challenges to face. But I have no doubt that you will succeed. Elara stood, feeling a renewed sense of strength and determination. She knew that the journey ahead would not be easy, but she was ready to face it with courage and resilience. With Aurelius by her side and the orb to guide her, she felt confident in her ability to embrace the path of rebirth and transformation. Elara stood beside Aurelius, her heart brimming with newfound purpose. The grove's tranquil beauty and the phoenix's wise presence filled her with a sense of destiny. She felt ready to embark on the journey Aurelius had promised, eager to uncover the mysteries of rebirth and transformation. As they prepared to leave the grove, Aurelius turned to Elara, his eyes glowing softly in the moonlight. There are places we must visit, places where the ancient magic of the phoenix still lingers, he said. Our first destination is the Valley of Echoes, where you will face the trial of fire. Elara nodded, determination etched on her face. She climbed onto Aurelius's back, feeling the warmth of his feathers beneath her. With a powerful leap, the phoenix took to the skies, carrying her away from the serene grove and into the vast expanse of the night. The journey to the Valley of Echoes was both exhilarating and serene. The stars above seemed to guide their path, twinkling like tiny beacons in the dark. The cool night air rushed past them, carrying the sense of distant lands and ancient forests. Elara held on tightly, her heart racing with a mixture of excitement and anticipation. After what felt like hours, they began to descend into a broad valley surrounded by towering cliffs. The Valley of Echoes was a place of haunting beauty, its rocky landscape bathed in the silvery light of the moon. As they landed, the ground beneath them glowed faintly, as if imbued with the essence of countless generations. Aurelius led Elara to the center of the valley, where a circle of ancient stones stood tall and imposing. In the center of the circle was a large, intricately carved brazier, its surface covered in mystical runes. The brazier was empty, but Elara could sense a powerful energy emanating from it. "This is the trial of fire," Aurelius explained. "It is a test of courage and resilience, where you must face your deepest fears and emerge stronger. To complete the trial, you must ignite the brazier with the flame of your own spirit." Elara felt a shiver of apprehension, but also a deep resolve. She knew that this trial was a crucial step in her journey, a test that she must pass to move forward. Taking a deep breath, she approached the brazier, her heart pounding in her chest. As she stood before the ancient stone, she closed her eyes and focused on the warmth within her. She thought of the golden feather, the orb, and the wisdom Aurelius had shared with her. She felt the energy of the phoenix flowing through her, a fiery strength that resonated with her very soul. "Focus on your inner flame," Aurelius encouraged. Let it grow and ignite the brazier. Believe in your own strength and the power of transformation. Elara took another deep breath, her mind clearing of all doubts and fears. She reached deep within herself, feeling the spark of her spirit, the essence of her being. As she concentrated, she felt a warmth spreading through her chest, growing stronger and brighter with each passing moment. Suddenly, a brilliant flame erupted from her hands, illuminating the valley with its golden light. The flame danced and flickered, a manifestation of Elara's inner strength and determination. With a determined look, she directed the flame towards the brazier, igniting it with a burst of radiant fire. The brazier roared to life, its runes glowing brightly as the flames consumed it. The fire cast long shadows across the valley, and a wave of heat and light washed over Elara. She felt a surge of triumph and exhilaration, knowing that she had passed the trial of fire. Aurelius watched with a proud smile, his eyes reflecting the golden flames. "You have done well, Princess Elara," he said. "You have faced your fears and emerged stronger. This is only the beginning, but you have proven that you are ready for the challenges ahead." Elara felt a deep sense of accomplishment and gratitude. She knew that this journey would continue to test her, but she was ready to face whatever lay ahead. With Aurelius by her side and the fire of her spirit guiding her, she felt confident in her ability to embrace the path of rebirth and transformation. As the flames of the brazier slowly dimmed, casting a soft glow over the valley of echoes, Elara felt a profound sense of peace and achievement. She had passed the trial of fire, and with it, she had ignited a new flame within herself, a flame of courage and determination. Aurelius extended his wings, the golden feathers shimmering in the moonlight. "We must continue our journey, Princess Elara. There is still much to learn and discover. Are you ready to take flight once more?" Elara nodded, a smile spreading across her face. "Yes, Aurelius, I am ready." With a graceful leap, Aurelius took to the skies, carrying Elara with him. They soared high above the valley, the cool night air rushing past them. The landscape below was a patchwork of shadow and light, the moon casting a silvery sheen over the world. Elara felt a sense of exhilaration and freedom, her heart soaring along with them. As they flew, Aurelius guided her through the constellations, each star telling a story of its own. They passed over ancient forests, their leaves whispering secrets of old, and crossed vast rivers that sparkled like liquid silver under the moon's glow. Elara marveled at the beauty of the world below, feeling a deep connection to the land and its mysteries. After a while, Aurelius began to descend, guiding them towards a secluded grove nestled between towering mountains. The grove was bathed in the soft glow of moonlight, its trees swaying gently in the night breeze. As they landed, Ilara felt a sense of calm and serenity wash over her. "This is the grove of reflection," Aurelius explained, his voice gentle. "Here, you will learn to look within yourself, to understand your strengths and weaknesses, and to find the path that lies ahead." Ilara followed Aurelius through the grove, the air filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. They reached a small, crystal-clear pond, its surface reflecting the stars above. Aurelius gestured for her to sit beside the pond, his eyes filled with wisdom and encouragement. "Look into the water, Princess Ilara," he said softly. "See your reflection and let it reveal to you what you need to understand." Ilara knelt beside the pond, gazing into its depths. She saw her own reflection, her face illuminated by the moonlight. But as she looked closer, the water began to ripple, showing her visions of her past, present, and future. She saw herself as a child, full of wonder and curiosity, exploring the palace gardens. She saw her loneliness and longing, the emptiness that had driven her to seek something more. Then, the vision shifted to show her the journey she was on. She saw herself soaring through the skies with Aurelius, facing trials and challenges, and growing stronger with each step. She saw herself learning the secrets of the phoenix, understanding the cycles of life and rebirth, and embracing the changes that came her way. Finally, the pond showed her a vision of herself as a wise and compassionate leader, guiding her kingdom with the knowledge and wisdom she had gained. She saw her people flourishing, the kingdom thriving, and a sense of peace and harmony that radiated from her. As the visions faded, Ilara felt a deep sense of clarity and purpose. She understood that this journey was not just about discovering the secrets of the phoenix, but about transforming herself and her kingdom. She felt a surge of gratitude for Aurelius and the path he had set her on. "Thank you," she said softly, looking up at the phoenix. "I understand now. I am ready to embrace this journey and the changes it will bring." Aurelius nodded, his eyes filled with pride and approval. "You have shown great courage and wisdom, Princess Ilara. But remember, this is just the beginning. There are still many lessons to learn and challenges to face. But I have no doubt that you will succeed." Ilara stood, feeling a renewed sense of strength and determination. She knew that the journey ahead would not be easy, but she was ready to face it with courage and resilience. With Aurelius by her side and the orb to guide her, she felt confident in her ability to embrace the path of rebirth and transformation. With renewed determination, Ilara followed Aurelius through the grove of reflection. The path wound deeper into the forest, the trees forming a dense canopy overhead that filtered the moonlight into a soft, ethereal glow. The air was filled with the sounds of night, the chirping of crickets, and the rustle of leaves adding a serene soundtrack to their journey. As they walked, Aurelius shared stories of ancient times, tales of other beings who had undergone transformations and the wisdom they had gained. Each story resonated with Elara, adding to her understanding of the cycles of life and the importance of embracing change. They finally reached a secluded part of the grove, where the trees opened up to reveal a hidden sanctuary. In the center of the clearing stood a magnificent tree, its trunk wide and ancient, its branches stretching high into the sky. The tree was unlike any Elara had ever seen, its leaves shimmering with a golden light that seemed to pulse with life. "This is the heart tree," Aurelius said, his voice filled with reverence. "It is the source of the grove's magic and the key to understanding the secrets of the phoenix. Its roots run deep, connecting to the very essence of the earth, and its branches reach up to the heavens, bridging the mortal and the divine." Elara approached the tree, feeling a deep sense of awe and connection. She placed her hands on its trunk, feeling the warmth and energy that radiated from it. The tree seemed to respond to her touch, its golden leaves rustling softly as if whispering secrets. "Close your eyes and listen," Aurelius instructed. "Let the heart tree speak to you. It will reveal what you need to know." Elara closed her eyes, her mind quieting as she focused on the tree's energy. She felt a gentle hum, a vibration that resonated through her very being. Slowly, visions began to form in her mind. Visions of the phoenix's cycles of life, death, and rebirth. She saw the flames that consumed the phoenix, reducing it to ashes, and then the miraculous rebirth from those same ashes, a symbol of renewal and transformation. The vision shifted, showing her the interconnectedness of all life. She saw how the cycles of the phoenix mirrored the natural world, the changing of seasons, the growth and decay of plants, and the endless ebb and flow of life's energies. She understood that rebirth was not just a physical transformation, but a profound inner journey, a continuous process of growth and renewal. When she opened her eyes, she felt a deep sense of peace and understanding. The heart tree had shared its wisdom with her, helping her see the larger picture and her place within it. She turned to Aurelius, her eyes shining with gratitude. "Thank you," she said softly. "I feel like I understand now. The journey of the phoenix is about more than just transformation. It's about embracing the cycles of life, learning from each experience, and continually growing and renewing." Aurelius nodded, his eyes filled with pride. "You have gained much wisdom, Princess Elara. The heart tree has shown you the essence of the phoenix and the path you must follow. But remember, this is a lifelong journey. Embrace each moment, learn from every experience, and let your spirit be ever renewed." Elara felt a deep sense of purpose and determination. She knew that her journey was far from over, but she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With Aurelius by her side and the wisdom of the heart tree guiding her, she felt confident in her ability to embrace the path of rebirth and transformation. Together, they left the grove, the golden light of the heart tree fading into the distance. Elara felt a renewed sense of strength and clarity, ready to continue her journey and discover the true power of the phoenix. Chapter 2: The Journey of Rebirth. The grove faded into the night as Aurelius and Elara soared back into the sky. The moonlight bathed the world below in a silvery glow, the stars twinkling like ancient guardians of the night. Elara felt an invigorating blend of peace and anticipation, her heart brimming with the lessons she had learned. She was eager to delve deeper into the mysteries of rebirth, guided by her wise companion. As they flew, Aurelius began to speak, his voice resonating with the knowledge of countless generations. The story of the phoenix is as old as time itself, passed down through the ages by those who have witnessed its wonders. It is a tale of transformation, resilience, and the eternal dance between life and death. Elara listened intently, her eyes fixed on the horizon where the first light of dawn began to appear. "Tell me more, Aurelius," she urged, her curiosity insatiable. "The phoenix," Aurelius continued, "is a creature of fire and light, born from the heart of the sun. It lives for centuries, its life a testament to the enduring spirit of renewal. When its time comes, the phoenix builds a nest of fragrant herbs and spices, and upon it sings a hauntingly beautiful song. As the final notes fade, the phoenix bursts into flames, consumed by the fire of a transformation. Elara's mind filled with images of the majestic bird engulfed in flames, its fiery demise a prelude to a miraculous rebirth. "And then what happens?" she asked, her voice hushed with awe. "From the ashes, a new phoenix rises," Aurelius replied, his tone reverent. "It emerges stronger, wiser and renewed, carrying with it the memories and wisdom of its past lives. This cycle of life, death, and rebirth continues endlessly, a reminder of the power of transformation and the beauty of renewal." Elara felt a deep connection to the story, recognizing parallels with her own journey. She had faced trials, embraced change, and emerged stronger, just as the phoenix did. The story resonated with her, filling her with a sense of purpose and understanding. As the dawn broke, they descended towards a lush, verdant valley surrounded by towering mountains. The valley was a place of breathtaking beauty, its landscape dotted with vibrant flowers and ancient trees. In the center stood a crystal-clear lake, its waters shimmering with a golden light. "This is the Lake of Serenity," Aurelius explained as they landed beside its tranquil shores. "It is a place of reflection and healing, where you will begin to understand the deeper meaning of your journey." Elara knelt by the lake, feeling its cool, refreshing energy wash over her. The water seemed to whisper ancient secrets, its gentle waves lapping against the shore. She closed her eyes, letting the serenity of the place envelop her. "Look into the water," Princess Ilara," Aurelius said softly. "See the reflections of your past and understand how they shape your present and future." Ilara gazed into the lake, her reflection merging with the shimmering light. She saw herself as a child, filled with wonder and curiosity, exploring the palace gardens. She saw the moments of loneliness and longing that had driven her to seek something more. And she saw the trials she had faced, the lessons she had learned, and the strength she had gained. As she continued to look, the water began to show her glimpses of her future. She saw herself guiding her kingdom with wisdom and compassion, her people thriving under her leadership. She saw herself embracing the cycles of life, continually growing and renewing, just as the phoenix did. The visions filled her with a sense of peace and clarity. She understood that her journey was not just about discovering the secrets of the phoenix, but about embracing the cycles of life and using the wisdom she gained to guide her people. "Thank you, Aurelius," she said, turning to the phoenix with a smile. "I feel like I understand now. The journey of the phoenix is about more than just transformation. It's about embracing the cycles of life, learning from each experience, and continually growing and renewing." Aurelius nodded, his eyes filled with pride. "You have gained much wisdom, Princess Ilara. The Lake of Serenity has shown you the essence of your journey. But remember, this is a lifelong path. Embrace each moment, learn from every experience, and let your spirit be ever renewed." Ilara stood, feeling a deep sense of purpose and determination. She knew that her journey was far from over, but she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With Aurelius by her side and the wisdom of the phoenix guiding her, she felt confident in her ability to embrace the path of rebirth and transformation. As the first light of dawn painted the sky with hues of gold and pink, Ilara felt a renewed sense of purpose. The Lake of Serenity had given her a glimpse of her future, but she knew there were still trials ahead. With Aurelius by her side, she was ready to face them. They flew further into the valley, the landscape below a mosaic of lush greenery and sparkling waters. Eventually, they arrived at a place where the land seemed to breathe with ancient power. Before them lay two distinct paths, one leading to a field of fire and the other to a shimmering river. "These are the trials of fire and water," Aurelius explained. "Each trial represents a different aspect of rebirth and transformation. The trial of fire will test your courage and resilience, while the trial of water will teach you to embrace change and let go of the past." Ilara felt a mixture of anticipation and apprehension. She knew these trials were crucial steps in her journey, and she was determined to succeed. "I am ready, Aurelius," she said, her voice steady. Aurelius led her to the field of fire, a vast expanse where flames danced and flickered, the heat palpable even from a distance. "The trial of fire will challenge you to confront your deepest fears," he said. You must walk through the flames and emerge unscathed, a symbol of your inner strength and resilience. Elara took a deep breath, feeling the heat of the flames on her skin. She stepped forward, the fire parting before her as she walked. The flames roared around her, their intensity growing with each step. She felt her fears rising, the memories of past failures and doubts threatening to overwhelm her. But as she continued, she focused on the lessons she had learned, the strength she had gained from her journey. She thought of the phoenix, rising from its own ashes, and felt a surge of determination. With each step, she let go of her fears, embracing the fire as a source of transformation. Finally, she reached the other side of the field, the flames dying down behind her. She felt a rush of exhilaration and triumph, knowing she had faced her fears and emerged stronger. Aurelius watched her with a proud smile, his eyes glowing with approval. "You have passed the trial of fire," he said. "You have shown great courage and resilience. Now, it is time for the trial of water." They moved to the edge of the shimmering river, its waters flowing gently but with a sense of purpose. The trial of water will teach you to embrace change and let go of the past, Aurelius explained. You must cross the river, allowing the waters to cleanse you of your doubts and regrets. Elara stepped into the river, feeling the cool water envelop her. The current was gentle but insistent, urging her to move forward. As she waded deeper, she felt the weight of her past slipping away, carried downstream by the flow. She thought of the moments of loneliness and longing, the fears and doubts that had held her back, and let them go, allowing the water to wash them away. As she reached the far shore, she felt lighter, freer, and more at peace. The water had cleansed her, renewing her spirit and giving her the strength to embrace the future. She looked back at the river, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the lessons it had taught her. Aurelius joined her, his eyes filled with pride. "You have passed the trial of water," he said. "You have embraced change and let go of the past. You are ready for the next steps of your journey." Elara felt a sense of accomplishment and readiness. She knew there were still challenges ahead, but she was confident in her ability to face them. With Aurelius by her side and the wisdom of the trials guiding her, she felt prepared to continue her journey of rebirth and transformation. With the trials of fire and water behind them, Elara and Aurelius continued their journey through the valley. The landscape began to change, becoming more rugged and mysterious as they approached the foothills of a towering mountain range. The air grew cooler, and a sense of anticipation hung in the air. "We are nearing the Cave of Reflections," Aurelius said, his voice filled with a mix of reverence and gravity. "This is a place where you will confront your inner self, a place where your true spirit will be revealed. It is a crucial step in understanding the cycle of rebirth." Elara felt a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. The trials had tested her courage and resilience, but this cave sounded different, more introspective and deeply personal. She steeled herself, ready to face whatever lay ahead. They reached the entrance of the cave, a dark moor set into the mountainside. Ancient runes carved into the stone glowed faintly, their meanings lost to time but their power still palpable. Aurelius led Elara inside, the darkness enveloping them as they moved deeper into the mountain. The cave was vast and echoing, the only light coming from the soft glow of the runes and the occasional flicker of bioluminescent fungi. The air was cool and damp, filled with the sounds of dripping water and the distant rustle of unseen creatures. As they walked, the walls began to shimmer, reflecting not just the cave, but also images of Elara's past. These reflections will show you moments of your life, both significant and seemingly trivial, Aurelius explained. They will help you see how each experience has shaped you, how each decision has brought you to this point. Elara watched as the cave walls displayed scenes from her childhood. Her first steps in the palace gardens, her lessons in diplomacy and music, her moments of joy and sorrow. She saw herself growing older, her longing for adventure, and the sense of loneliness that had driven her to seek something more. The reflections shifted, showing her the trials she had faced, the field of fire, the shimmering river. She saw herself overcoming her fears, embracing change, and finding strength within herself. The images were vivid and powerful, each one a reminder of her journey and the lessons she had learned. As they reached the heart of the cave, the reflections became more intense, showing not just her past, but also her deepest fears and desires. She saw moments of doubt, times when she had questioned her own worth and purpose, but she also saw her determination, her resilience, and the strength she had gained from each challenge. To truly understand the cycle of rebirth, you must confront your inner self, Aurelius said softly. You must see yourself as you truly are, both your strengths and your weaknesses, and embrace them fully. Elara stood before a large, still pool at the center of the cave. The water was dark and reflective, its surface like a mirror. She knelt beside it, her reflection staring back at her. For a moment, she saw herself as she had always been. Princess Elara, the lonely girl yearning for adventure. But as she continued to look, her reflection began to change. She saw herself as she was now, a young woman who had faced trials and grown stronger. She saw the wisdom she had gained, the courage she had discovered, and the potential she had yet to fulfill. Tears filled her eyes as she realized the depth of her own journey. She saw not just her flaws and fears, but also her strengths and potential. She understood that the path of rebirth was not about erasing the past, but embracing it, learning from it, and using it to grow. With a deep breath, Elara reached into the pool, her fingers touching the cool water. The ripples spread out, distorting her reflection, but also merging it with the cave's ancient magic. She felt a connection to the cycles of life and rebirth, a sense of unity with the world around her. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice echoing softly in the cave. "I understand now. I see myself as I truly am, and I am ready to continue my journey." Aurelius watched her with pride, his eyes filled with warmth. "You have shown great wisdom and courage, Princess Elara. The cave of reflections has revealed your true spirit. Embrace it and let it guide you on the path of rebirth and transformation." Elara stood, feeling a profound sense of clarity and purpose. She knew that her journey was far from over, but she was ready to face whatever lay ahead. With Aurelius by her side and the wisdom of the cave within her, she felt confident in her ability to embrace the path of rebirth and transformation. Emerging from the cave of reflections, Elara felt a sense of renewal. The sun was beginning to rise, casting the valley in a golden light that seemed to illuminate the path ahead. With Aurelius by her side, she felt ready to embrace the next phase of her journey. As they walked through the valley, Aurelius began to share stories of other beings who had undergone transformations. "The journey of rebirth is not unique to the phoenix," he explained. "Many creatures and beings throughout the ages have experienced their own cycles of transformation. Their stories hold valuable lessons that can guide you on your path." Elara listened intently as Aurelius recounted tales of ancient beings, spirits of the forest, mythical creatures, and even mortals who had embraced the power of rebirth. Each story was filled with challenges, trials, and ultimately, profound transformation. One story that particularly resonated with Elara was that of the moonlit stag, a majestic creature that roamed the forests of old. The moonlit stag was a guardian of the forest, wise and noble, Aurelius began. But it faced a great trial when its forest was threatened by darkness. The stag had to journey through the depths of the shadowed woods, confronting its deepest fears and doubts. Elara imagined the stag, its antlers gleaming under the moonlight, standing resolute in the face of darkness. "What happened to the stag?" she asked, her curiosity piqued. The stag embraced its fears and doubts, understanding that they were a part of its journey, Aurelius continued. In the heart of the darkness, it found a source of light within itself, a light that banished the shadows and restored the forest. The stag emerged from the woods transformed, its spirit renewed, and its wisdom deepened. Elara felt a deep connection to the story. She saw parallels with her own journey, the trials she had faced, and the strength she had discovered within herself. "The stag's journey reminds me of my own," she said softly. "Facing fears, embracing change, and finding strength within." Aurelius nodded, his eyes filled with understanding. Each story holds a mirror to our own experiences, showing us the path of transformation and the power of rebirth. The moonlit stag's journey teaches us that true strength comes from within, and that even in the darkest times, we can find light and renewal. As they continued their walk, Aurelius shared more stories of the river serpent that shed its skin to reveal a new form, of the firebird that soared through the skies with wings of flame, and of the earth spirit that emerged from the depths to bring new life to the land. Each tale was a testament to the enduring spirit of transformation and the beauty of renewal. Elara felt a deep sense of gratitude for the wisdom these stories imparted. She understood that her journey was part of a larger tapestry, a cycle of life and rebirth that connected all beings. The lessons from the past gave her strength and clarity, guiding her on the path ahead. As the day wore on, they reached a clearing where a magnificent tree stood, a tree unlike any Elara had ever seen. Its leaves shimmered with a myriad of colors, changing with the light, and its branches reached out like welcoming arms. The air around the tree was filled with a sense of peace and magic. "This is the tree of ancients," Aurelius said, his voice filled with reverence. "It holds the wisdom of countless generations, the stories of those who have walked the path of rebirth before you. Sit beneath its branches and let it share its knowledge with you." Elara sat beneath the tree, feeling its energy envelop her. She closed her eyes, letting the stories of the past flow through her mind. She saw visions of the moonlit stag, the river serpent, the firebird, and the earth spirit, each one a beacon of transformation and renewal. She felt a deep connection to these ancient beings, their journeys mirroring her own. Their wisdom and strength filled her, giving her the courage to continue her path. She knew that the lessons from the past were guiding her, helping her understand the true meaning of rebirth and transformation. When she opened her eyes, she felt a profound sense of peace and clarity. The tree of ancients had shared its knowledge with her, deepening her understanding and strengthening her resolve. She stood, feeling ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. Aurelius watched her with pride, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of the ages. "You have learned much, Princess Elara. The lessons from the past have shown you the path of transformation. Embrace them and let them guide you on your journey of rebirth." Elara nodded, her heart filled with gratitude and determination. She knew that her journey was far from over, but with the wisdom of the ancients and the guidance of Aurelius, she felt ready to face the challenges ahead. Together, they continued their journey, the path of rebirth and transformation unfolding before them. With the wisdom of the ancients filling her heart, Elara felt ready to face the next part of her journey. Aurelius led her further into the valley, towards a place where the land seemed to pulse with life and magic. The air grew warmer, filled with the scent of blooming flowers and the distant sound of flowing water. They arrived at a clearing where a circle of stones surrounded a bed of ashes. In the center of the ashes lay a nest made of fragrant herbs and spices, much like the one Aurelius had described in his stories. The nest seemed to glow with an inner light, a symbol of both ending and beginning. "This is the nest of rebirth," Aurelius said, his voice filled with reverence. "It is here that the phoenix undergoes its transformation, embracing the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. To understand this cycle fully, you must witness it firsthand." Elara watched as Aurelius stepped into the circle, his golden feathers shimmering in the sunlight. He stood tall and proud, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of countless generations. "It is time for my rebirth," he said softly. "Watch closely, and you will see the true power of transformation." Elara felt a mix of awe and anticipation as Aurelius began to chant in an ancient melodic language. The air around them seemed to vibrate with energy, the ground beneath their feet warming with the power of the phoenix's song. As Aurelius sang, his feathers began to glow brighter, their golden light intensifying. With a final powerful note, Aurelius spread his wings wide and burst into flames. The fire roared around him, consuming his form in a blaze of radiant light. Elara shielded her eyes from the intensity, but she could still feel the warmth and power of the transformation. As the flames subsided, a quiet hush fell over the clearing. The ashes settled, and from their center, a new phoenix emerged. Aurelius's form was reborn, his feathers more brilliant than before, shimmering with renewed vitality. He looked at Elara, his eyes filled with a deep, ancient wisdom. "You have witnessed the cycle of rebirth," he said, his voice resonating with power. "It is a reminder that endings are not to be feared, but embraced as they lead to new beginnings. This is the essence of the phoenix and the path you must follow." Elara felt a profound sense of understanding. She had seen the cycle of life and death, the beauty of renewal, and the power of transformation. She knew that this cycle was not just for the phoenix, but for all beings. It was a part of the natural order, a testament to the enduring spirit of life. With a sense of reverence, Elara stepped forward and touched the nest, feeling the warmth of the ashes and the energy of rebirth. She closed her eyes, letting the magic of the moment fill her. She felt connected to the cycle, a part of the endless dance between life and death. And she understood that her own journey was a reflection of this universal truth. "Thank you, Aurelius," she said softly. "I see now that rebirth is a continuous process, a cycle that we all must embrace. I am ready to continue my journey, to face whatever lies ahead with courage and wisdom." Aurelius nodded. his eyes glowing with approval. "You have learned much, Princess Elara. The cycle of rebirth is a powerful force, and you are now a part of it. Embrace each moment, learn from every experience, and let your spirit be ever renewed." Elara stood, feeling a deep sense of peace and purpose. She knew that her journey was far from over, but she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With Aurelius by her side and the wisdom of the phoenix guiding her, she felt confident in her ability to embrace the path of rebirth and transformation. Together, they left the clearing, the nest of rebirth fading into the distance. Elara felt a renewed sense of strength and clarity, ready to continue her journey and discover the true power of the phoenix. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the valley, Elara and Aurelius continued their journey. The air was filled with the sense of anticipation and renewal, the lessons of the day still fresh in Elara's mind. She felt a deep connection to the cycle of rebirth, a sense of unity with the world around her. They arrived at a tranquil meadow, its grass swaying gently in the evening breeze. In the center of the meadow stood a tall, ancient tree, its branches heavy with blossoms. The tree seemed to radiate a calming energy, a perfect place for reflection and transformation. "Here," Aurelius said, "is where you will undergo your final transformation. You have learned much on this journey, and now it is time to embrace the change fully." Elara felt a mixture of excitement and serenity. She had faced trials, learned profound lessons, and witnessed the power of rebirth. She knew that this final step was essential in completing her journey. Aurelius guided her to the base of the tree, where a circle of flowers surrounded a soft patch of grass. "Sit and meditate," he instructed. "Focus on your inner flame, the strength you have discovered, and the wisdom you have gained. Let the energy of this place fill you and guide you through your transformation." Elara sat cross-legged, closing her eyes and taking a deep breath. She felt the warmth of the setting sun on her skin, the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze, and the calming presence of the tree. She focused on her inner flame, the strength she had discovered within herself, and the lessons she had learned. As she meditated, she felt a deep sense of peace and clarity. Her mind cleared of doubts and fears, her heart filled with the wisdom of the phoenix and the cycle of rebirth. She felt a connection to the earth beneath her, the sky above, and the life all around her. Suddenly, a warm golden light enveloped her. She opened her eyes to see Aurelius standing before her, his feathers shimmering with a radiant glow. "You are ready," he said softly. "Embrace the transformation." Elara stood, feeling the golden light surrounding her, filling her with a sense of power and renewal. She felt her spirit lifting, her body becoming lighter. She closed her eyes, letting the light guide her through the transformation. In that moment, she felt a profound shift within herself. She felt her old self, the lonely princess yearning for adventure, falling away. In its place emerged a new Elara, filled with strength, wisdom, and a deep connection to the cycle of life and rebirth. When she opened her eyes, she felt transformed. She looked at Aurelius, seeing the approval and pride in his eyes. "Thank you," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. "I feel renewed, ready to embrace my future and guide my kingdom with the wisdom I have gained." Aurelius nodded, his eyes glowing with warmth. "You have completed your journey of rebirth, Princess Elara. You have embraced the cycles of life and transformation. You are ready to lead with wisdom and compassion." Elara felt a deep sense of purpose and determination. She knew that her journey was far from over, but she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With Aurelius by her side and the wisdom of the phoenix guiding her, she felt confident in her ability to lead her kingdom and embrace the path of transformation. Together they left the meadow, the ancient tree standing tall behind them, a symbol of the strength and wisdom Elara had gained. She felt a renewed sense of strength and clarity, ready to return to her kingdom and guide her people with the lessons of rebirth and renewal. As they flew back towards the palace, Elara looked out at the landscape below, feeling a deep connection to the world around her. She knew that she was not just a princess, but a guardian of the cycles of life, ready to embrace each moment and lead with wisdom and compassion. When they finally arrived at the palace, the first light of dawn was breaking over the horizon. Elara felt a sense of peace and fulfillment as she stepped off Aurelius's back and onto the balcony of her chambers. She turned to Aurelius, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Thank you, Aurelius," she said softly, "for guiding me on this journey, for teaching me the wisdom of the phoenix, and for helping me embrace the path of rebirth." Aurelius nodded, his eyes glowing with pride. "You have shown great courage and wisdom, Princess Elara. The journey of rebirth is a lifelong path. Embrace each moment, learn from every experience, and let your spirit be ever renewed." Elara watched as Aurelius spread his wings and soared into the sky, his golden feathers shimmering in the morning light. She knew that she would always carry his wisdom with her, guiding her on the path of transformation. With a deep sense of purpose and determination, Elara turned and entered the palace, ready to embrace her future and lead her kingdom with the wisdom and strength she had gained. The journey of rebirth had transformed her, and she was ready to face whatever lay ahead with courage and compassion.